have everyone,
Well,
but call out if you remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're honoring the grannies who are no longer with us, including Marie Runyon, who was always here for everything. Carol
102.
Houston,
102.
102, actually 103.
103.
Yes, and she was in competition with Lillian Pollock. Because it was a month or two between them who was going to be 103 first.
I don't want to be in that competition.
No, our wonderful Carol Houston, who did so much and was so wonderful on Palestinian issues, and we miss her very much. Lillian Lifflander, who was in her 90s when she passed. Lillian Rydell, who was an early granny. Did I mention Lillian Pollock?
Yes.
Oh, and our wonderful and Lillian Pollock, who was so very much alive, and for many of us still very much alive in our hearts. Is there anyone I've missed?
Molly.
Oh my gosh.
Molly Clopot.
The wonderful Molly Clopot,
Raging
who
Grannies
always wanted to remind everyone that the word Clopot means trouble. And she was very, very proud of being, like Norman, a troublemaker.
Gila.
That's right. A whole list of raging grannies.
Oh, I don't know. So
Tell us about
the
it.
Raging Grannies.
Sylvia Knight.
Shirley Lippman.
Shirley Lippman. Oh my God.
Let's say Presente.
Okay, Presente.
And we have a lot of living grannies.
Oh, sorry, Sue. And Betty Brassel, who actually was the first granny to leave us. Yes, she was wonderful.
But we have a lot of the elders still with us. Nydia Leaf, 90, will be with us on Saturday. And Viney Burrows, 98, will be with us on Saturday. She will perform live in Union Square.
Corinne is still with us. Yes, she is.
She's in a nursing home. I see her every Sunday. If you ever want to come and visit,
Yes,
we'd love to
Joan
have her.
is here today.
Just call me if you want to visit her on Sunday.
And we're talking about all the grannies. I
Joan
always
Wild. Joan
always
Wild from the
remember
Granny
one of
Piece.
the best cases Earl Ward and I ever did was the grannies who decided to sign up at the armed forces in Times Square.
Yes.
And then they went to the door.
Freaked out the judge.
The U.S. Army was so threatened by 19 grannies that they locked the door and would not allow anyone in. And so the grannies unknowingly, thank God legally, they stepped about 6 feet away and sat down. And when they sat down and the cops told them they were going to arrest them, there were at least 3 grannies, including Marie, bless her soul, who said, I can't get up. I can't get up. Can you help me? And they helped her get up. And so then we went to court. And the fact that they had moved away from the door, they were taking the video. One guy was actually able to get in and open the door, and that became our defense because they claimed that they were blocking the door so that people couldn't enter. But there was the guy who entered, and we had this judge, and we assumed he had a grandma too. And so we kept talking, and the decision strategically was, since all of the 19 were so diverse and so accomplished and so different in their histories, that we put each one of them on the stand, and the judge let us. And ultimately the question was, we put the war on trial rather than the grannies. And the last question always, so why did you demonstrate? Why did you protest? And then they were able to talk.
And they allowed it.
They allowed it.
Wow.
And little by little, the judge was getting to the point so that at the end, he found them all not guilty.
And coverage. The coverage we have.
What was the charge? Was the charge obstruction of administrative?
It was disorderly conduct.
It was disorderly. So you're allowed to give motivation for disorderly, but under the Espionage Act you can't.
And he was in love with Joan. Every time he saw Joan in court, oh, there you are. And Ben.
Well, yes, Neil Ross was a wonderful judge. When we first heard that we had Neil Ross, everyone was upset because during the RNC, apparently, he was like a hanging judge. But we had him, he loved us, And the last time I was in court, he came down. He said, I saw your name on the docket, and I had to come down and say hello. Now, this is years later. Years later. He said, I had to come down and say hello, and I just want to tell you, my daughter is out on the street protesting.
Yay!
All right. Anyway,
Diego.
we'll see you all next July 4th, 2024. Okay.
Thank you, Norman.